Sometimes your parents are there for you. Sometimes they not. And in the case of Dr. Dre's daughter, it's looking a little slim. This week on Textually Active, we talk about, hey, at what point do your parents have to throw you into the wild, or should they always just baby you? So we about to get into it right here on Textually Active.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Textually Active.
Textually Active.
This is your weekly dose of conversations about navigating the digital age while dealing with friendships, relationships, and all the ships in between. I'm Rez, and I got Meezy with me.
What it do?
EA is here.
Yo.
And we're back for another episode. How's everybody feeling? What's the vibe in the
I'm
room?
fucking stressed out. And
You stressed?
it's some shit. It's some shit I'm gonna tell you when we get done with this. And I knew better, but I chose not to do better.
Okay.
But
But you learned from it, right?
not yet. Not yet. I just think my life is one of those trial and errors. I don't know. I think I need to get like ginger root or whatever they do for memory shit.
Oh, yeah, they do.
Like I need to
Ginkgo
like I've been trying to play. What's it called?
There is Ginkgo.
I don't.
It's ginkgo biloba.
Yeah, the hell I just said. That's what I just said. What the hell wrong with you?
Yeah, no,
I said that.
I be trying to play them IQ games, the brain builder games to help you boost your IQ, but I think I need to do something a little bit more.
So I'm a little bit more
Yeah,
strong.
I didn't smoke weed, but I think it might be the effect of alcohol. I think all them Patron shots are gonna come back to me.
You know what? I don't really talk about my effects from COVID that much, but COVID really fucked my brain up. Like I have like this constant brain fog.
Yeah.
Like my brain be slipping sometimes. I'll be thinking about something and I'm like, what the hell was I just thinking about?
I feel like hangovers are like concussions. So I might got like CTE for all them hangovers.
Word, because the next day after a hangover, you wake up and you be like, what the hell?
Yeah,
your
like,
brain don't be right.
Yeah. So I think that might have been it. I think at some point they gonna stop doing research on fucking wrestlers and athletes and start doing that shit on people who drink a lot.
Can you
So,
imagine?
Clearly, this is a medical episode.
No, it's not. We did not come here to be medical professionals.
If you want to, we can make this up. Hey, nigga, I sat on the couch last night for an hour. Had to go pee. My knee just didn't want to work. And I don't know what's going on with it. It's fine, but
It's scary out here. It's scary out here. Last week, I slept on the pull-out mattress at my parents' house. Back, legs, ass hurting, everything just hurting. I ain't never felt like that before. I feel like I miss those days when I was that spring chicken and you could just roll me around and everything just rolls with it. Nowadays, you got to prepare yourself for something or else you be injured for a while.
my bad. When you said spring chicken and then rolled me around, I only saw flour.
Like a piece of dough.
Yeah,
Now, who's coming out with a new chicken sandwich now?
I'm hungry.
There's a lot of chicken sandwiches out here right now.
That Bojangles got one now.
That's actually,
I think they turn it into the Nuggets war.
Yeah.
They go into a Nuggets war now.
The spicy
Popeyes got
nuggets?
nuggets, and I just seen Arby's got nuggets. They doing that now,
Man, I picked the wrong time to have taste buds fucked up and can't eat no chicken.
which don't make sense.
I love a good spicy nugget.
Cause what I told you the last time,
What?
the reason for the fucking wing shortage means they gotta do something else. These motherfuckers got excess of breast.
Nah,
you gotta
yeah.
do some shit.
I
now.
saw some somebody tweeted, and fuck whoever tweeted this, but they tweeted they was working at the Chick-fil-A factory and they saw some shit, so don't order Chick-fil-A for about a month. Nigga, we need more detail.
I ain't there
What
yes-
did you see?
I ate inside yesterday.
I go to Chick-fil-A about once a week. What's going on?
I'm protected by the blood and body of Christ.
Oh
I'll be
my
okay.
gosh. Like, we need more details. Don't just drop that on the timeline, make it go viral and disappear.
I'ma die anyway. I want to die happy.
They didn't do that on purpose. Chick-fil-A handled them. Big Chick-fil-A took them out.
Big-fil-A took them niggas out.
Hey, and if he was gay, he got it double. So, I'm telling you, if he was gay, them niggas made sure we got to get this nigga the fuck out of here.
I haven't used
Never gonna
that.
see this nigga again.
I haven't used this
He's
one in a
gone.
while. I haven't used this one in a while.
You thought the gaze was on the baby ass.
He right about it. He right about it. That man is out of here for sure. That shit had like 75,000 retweets. Boy is going.
Yeah, he the only one working on Sundays now.
What? Bible thumpers on his ass.
Listen, we ain't come in to talk about this, but yeah, I don't even know how we got here.
We need to go back and see it. We need to put like a thing out for him. Like, yeah, can you make sure you good?
Make sure that nigga
We just
good.
came to see if you straight. But the vibe seems a little humorous in here. That's perfect because, this week we going to talk about something. I don't know last week if y'all saw, but it was a topic going around about this guy, Dr. Dre. Some of y'all might know Michelet X, NWA,
Right.
Compton, that movie, Today Was a Good Day, that guy.
That's
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, though. They ran together back in the 90s.
Oh, gotcha.
Some would say they ran the 90s. Eminem.
You need ginkgo fallopian too.
Yeah,
I need ginkgo fallopian.
Hey, ginkgo fallopian tubes is hilarious.
It's freaking
That's
nuts.
fucking hilarious.
My God.
But so apparently, the internet got buzzing because Dr. Dre does not take care of his children. And as of right now, he has a child that's in the street struggling more than rest.
Whoa. Define child.
Well, apparently the woman here in question is 38 years old,
His daughter.
and she is homeless mother of 4 kids. The kids are cool. They with friends of the mother. They living inside, but she is living inside of a rental car that she may not be able to keep up the payments on, because I think it's an SUV that is $2,000 a month.
Yikes.
So this week, I guess we kind of wanted to talk about parental advisory.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. So is Dr. Dre in the wrong, or is this something where it's like, hey man, you 38.
It's time for you to tighten up.
You got 4 kids.
Yeah.
You got to be an example somehow at some point.
So the backstory to this is that I guess he had this child with his first wife.
Bro, that's
'cause
not how this happens in
his
black
first
communities.
wife, they was married because they had the baby.
It's not how that happens in black communities.
Okay.
I just want to let you know that.
So this is his eldest daughter.
Yes.
And he and her mother split up when she was 5.
Which kind of makes me fucked up, because I feel like when you watch these Dr. Dre stories and Straight Outta Compton, and they tell about he had a daughter and which made him want to work harder. This is the daughter they talking about.
Oh my.
And
oh jeez. Oh Rick, we really did it now.
Right.
So he if you let her tell it, I guess she went to Daily Mail and went to them and said, hey, I'm struggling. My dad isn't helping me anymore. He stopped helping me back in January 2020,
Right.
which hindsight being 2020 was probably a terrible year to let go of your responsibilities for your child. But she is out there in California working at a warehouse.
She just
is what
moved, yeah.
She moved to California.
because she thought the wages would be higher. In
How much were the
California.
wages?
I don't know what Nevada's on.
It was about $15.
Probably about the same.
If it's Amazon, she could just say that.
She could.
I
I don't think you get to.
Okay.
Because when they tell you
You can't really say too
yeah.
much. Yeah. We know it's Amazon, sis. So sis is at Amazon.
making $15 an hour as a assembly worker, and she on the side she Uber Eats and DoorDash.
I'm not too good at math,
Hey.
but making $15 an hour,
In California, it doesn't sound like shit.
and also not to mention the $2,000 rent a car that you're paying for.
I mean,
Math ain't mathing.
on the other side, it ain't like shit.
Do you even make $2,000 a month when you're making 15? I don't know.
I mean, on the other side, I don't think she's paying rent.
If you're making at least 30 to 35 hours a week, yeah.
She probably, if it's Amazon, she going in there going crazy though. 15 an hour, they probably working 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, they be working them
They
extra
working
shifts and stuff.
crazy hard. in
Okay,
there.
yeah. So she making around $3,000, probably somewhere close to $250 when the taxes come out.
So then that's all your money on this car that
And you only have
it's transportation and rent. So
So things aren't looking too good for her. in a nutshell.
I want to make jokes, but it's probably not the time. I also, all right, I just got one.
Okay,
you can hit the button. This one.
Okay.
You think she one of those Uber Eats, DoorDash niggas that be stealing the food? All right.
No, I got one too. You think the kids be riding along with her sometimes? You ever had somebody
see her mama?
That's fun. You ever had somebody drop your DoorDash off and you looking out the window because you a fat nigga and you see your food pull up and it's 4-6 people in that damn car
I see
and not want to eat it no more?
I see what's going on here.
I'm tired of seeing my DoorDash saying it's gonna be Joelle, but a Cassandra walks out of the car.
I live on the second floor and I be trying to figure out how they got down all of them goddamn steps before I got the door open. But that's another conversation for another day.
I said hand it to me.
I mean, no,
I
your
said
door.
hand it to me.
I mean, your door is right directly at the top of the steps.
This nigga's throwing it up the steps and just landing.
Meet me at my door. I didn't say I want to come downstairs and meet you.
Also, if anybody that's listening works for Google, my address is like wrong on the map. So when they come to deliver the food, they always deliver it to the wrong building. If anybody can take care of that for me, because DoorDash told me that they not refunding me no more. So
snap, for real?
Yeah, I've done it too many times because I done had to go to the next building over and find my food, and I've been trying to I need to be reimbursed for that. If anybody works for Google and y'all can fix that for me, let me know.
You might need to talk to your complex and see if they could get it updated because they did something wrong when they put it in there. Damn. It's a business. But anyway. Back to Dr. Dre's daughter and his situation.
It's a sad situation in hindsight. We making jokes of it because as black people, when it's not our situation, we're going to make jokes of it. But it's kind of bad because, I mean, it makes me wonder what her situation is like what it's always been like how did you get here at 38? You know what I'm saying? I
think that's everybody's first thought is trying to figure out how you did those things. But honestly, a lot of us are I don't know if 2020 didn't teach all this, but a lot of people are about one paycheck away from not being able to make it.
Facts.
If you miss 2 or 3 paychecks, it's over for you.
Your life is
you're going to need help.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's ever a good time to look down on somebody when they're down and out because
Facts.
It's freaking tough. We come here every week and talk about how tough it is. So it's not beyond me to see somebody who's down and out because, bitch, I feel you.
Facts.
Okay?
Facts. The part that, I just be wondering, I think it's I think this nigga might be an evil genius.
Who?
He might be Dr. Dre just might be one of these guys who have, grew up with nothing. And,
evil, yes.
And the greed just got to him, and he was just fuck it. Maybe Eazy-E was right.
Yeah.
Or maybe that trauma for that Eazy-E shit caused him to now be very greedy, and not want to help or do shit.
Yeah, or I just feel like we don't ever hear much from him to get an opinion of him. He's very in the shadows, and everything we hear is about people who are speaking out against him.
But when I'll hear about him,
I didn't know he ever had kids. That's just me.
Hey, let's keep it a buck. I don't really think he talked too much about the kids he got.
Does he talk at all?
Probably not.
Okay. Somebody who's talking a little bit too much about this situation was Shannon Sharp. He came out and he said a 38-year-old woman trying to shame her father into taking care of her responsibilities that she created. And my kid's last option, not first choice. He said he's his kid's last option, not first choice. And he basically is trying to equate it to just not being there for your children when they're in a time of need and wanting to see your children swim before you step in and help. At least do it for themselves.
True.
So that got me thinking about when is the time when your parents can take a step back and say, all right, you on your own, go do your thing. Yeah. And is it something that only happens in the black community or is it something that happens in other households? Because if you think about it and you really want to take a step back and look at your peers of other races and ethnicities and all the other things, I can say ethnicities. It's just I'm struggling a little bit.
It's that T and that H.
Ethnicities.
All the Geico.
Ethnicities. Yeah. So, Indians, we see Hispanics, we see, I don't know I feel like I do see white people do it, Caucasians, I see them do it, and they'll all just be in the house. And I've had friends who lived at their house until they got their own damn house. Right. And it's like, well, dang, why I can't do that? Why I always got to go see if I could swim first? And I feel like it's this thought process behind like black parenting and black parents is that they don't want to spoil their child.
Slavery.
What does it say? Spare the child, spoil the ride or something? Or something like
Spare the ride.
Spare the ride, spoil the child.
Right.
Yeah. And they really grew up believing that their job is just to put you on the path, put you on that bus, and wherever you go, once you get off that train is on you. Right. And it's like, I need a little bit more help. I'm in my 30s. I still call my parents for help. Well, how long am I supposed to cook this chicken for? What's the recipe you used to do when we was at the house?
That's different, though.
What temperature should the oven be on?
That's different.
Is this supposed to be smoking like this?
That's fam. If it,
what should I put on my W-2?
That's a valid question. That's a valid question.
How y'all handle y'all finances?
So I think this is what leads to this question. I think that's what happens a lot in black communities. The children are told to stay in a child's place. I am 36 years old. My mom is 36. I don't know how much she made at 36. I wouldn't have known this. I was probably 14. I wasn't trying to figure out how the bills were getting paid. I wasn't trying to figure out how she had a budget to keep taking me to City Trends and buy me them new Jabot shirts. Like, I was fucking trying to buy video games, look at porn on the internet, and like do things I wasn't supposed to do. Oh, I didn't care how the bills got paid. Nigga, I just found out that people still pay their light bills through Western Union.
Okay.
So, like I didn't know none of this shit. I don't know. And so I think because of that, they want you to stay in a child's place. And it's not because they want you to enjoy your childhood. It's just so you don't know their business and you don't tell their business.
No,
it's so that you can stay out of the way.
Yeah.
No, but I do agree with stay in a child's place to a certain extent. Like, if I'm a teenager, and I feel like we talked about this before, and I'm like just trying to grow up too fast, and being an adult on the other side of it, you know that you got stuff sweet. You could go to the mall on Friday, you can hang out with your friends on Saturday, you could go to the movies on Sunday, come back, got clothes on your back, somebody feeding you, nothing to worry about. So you want them to enjoy that for as long as possible.
But it was a fucking double standard. I come in here, ask you for some money, you get mad at me, wanting to yell at me and tell me no about it. What else is I supposed to do? Well, you supposed to go get a job. Why you ain't work? Well, because
you said stay in a child's place. Try to be a child.
I'm 16. I want to drive. So I never understood the concept that when you came home from work, you was always tired, and all you had to do was go to work and then come home and raise a household. You want me at 15, who is fucking mentally everywhere, all over the place, to go to school for 8 hours a day, take this little 4-hour part-time job, then come home, do homework, and still get good grades.
Goddamn, was kicking my ass. Like, couldn't wait to go to college and not work.
Like, so by the time we got to college, it was like, oh, this 8 o'clock class, I can kind of miss this. I can go on Wednesday. Monday, not today, but Wednesday, I'll just go and show up.
Right.
And it's like, bro, how was I supposed to figure this out when you wanted me to do what you wanted me to do?
Yeah.
Like, now I'm an adult. I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do now.
So it's about sharpening them tools while they're still under your wing.
Yeah.
While they're still under your household, and teaching them those things that, you know, may be helpful, but not in like a rough way.
Yeah, like the only time I got money was when I was going out.
Right.
It wasn't like, hey, if you want something, you got to work for it to get the money. Like, no, we about to go to a football game on Friday. Let me get $30, $5 to get in the game. I might want to eat something.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like,
give me that $10 to go to the mall. I'll walk around all night. $20.
Save the 10.
I'm going to tear it up. Like, just walk around. I ain't going to buy nothing. Right. And I'm going to stack that $20 every time. I remember one time I went to something, I saved my lunch money up. I ain't eat for like 2 months straight to get my whatever I wanted.
It's not
I said, oh, Dad, give me $1 every day. I got food at the house.
It's not like, we're learning to struggle.
Yeah. I don't think.
I hate to break the news of what really happened when she was saving that money. She was saving her lunch money, but was taking her sister's. I'm just saying.
Oh, damn, he snitched on you.
Yo, tune in, sissy. Tell them what the truth is. I ain't do that.
Nah, I believe it.
But I think the main thing is when I think about having kids and think about raising kids, I don't have kids, so I'm speaking from a place of not really knowing. But my thought process around it is this is my responsibility.
Right.
I don't think you ever get a chance to let up and go as long as you're here on this earth and say, oh, they'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I think you are the security blanket, but I think some people get so caught up in a lesson that they're trying to teach you that they forget that you are a person too. Like, yes, I am your responsibility, but these things ain't building character. It's building trauma. And there's a difference. Like, in a controlled environment, all right, bet she at college, hungry, starving, because she spent her money on sneakers at the mall or whatever. Okay, but she's still in a controlled environment because she's not homeless. But how far are you gonna let it go?
I think a lot of it is based on a lot of us come from households that the parents in this household didn't know shit.
We say that a lot too.
All they knew was work,
Or they tried their best.
They tried their best.
they did what they could. Your grandparents, your granddad worked at a factory, steel mill or some shit. He went to work every day, came home, didn't really talk to your parents, to his kids. He provided. So when the kids fucking grew up and started having kids and becoming parents, it was, I go to work every day. This all I know. Like, you know what I'm saying? Other half of us do have parents that, went to high school, graduated, went to college, lived life for a little bit, some experiences. So those kids are fucking well off. But in her case, her fucking daddy was fucking famous. He left her when she was 5, traveled the fucking world, never came back. Like never came back. I think in that story, I don't remember them telling much about his father being around.
No.
You know what I'm saying? His brother died when he was at a young age. Like, he don't know no type of shit, how to be a father. So if fucking she was 5, this has got to be, she 38. This is somewhere around the end of the middle of the 80s when he about to blow up.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, fuck this. I'm about to live life a little bit. So I feel like it's a lot of motherfuckers not teaching people shit because they don't know shit to teach them.
Yeah, I think I've seen on Twitter and on the internet that some people are arguing that this is how you protect generational wealth, and I want to kind of explore that for a second.
I see it,
because what does it mean to constantly hand somebody money after money after money after money without teaching them to appreciate the value of a dollar? I didn't really know shit about money until I started working hours to get a check.
I don't know anything about money.
I didn't know how it felt to get money and watch it go away. Like, after working, especially you working, you get your reward at the end of the week. You want to be able to do whatever you want to do with it. But that was after I learned that lesson from working a job, I realized that money just don't keep coming.
Never.
And sometimes in those situations when you're just constantly giving, they never know what it means to actually put in work to get something. But I think the other piece to like generational wealth is that you have to leave something that they can maintain so that the money can continue to come in.
That's a whole different level of generational wealth.
So if I have a piece of land for my family, instead of selling the land for that lump sum, you saw P-Valley. You saw P-Valley.
What I'm telling you.
So they was trying to sell that land, and the other brother was trying to keep it so that he could keep money coming in because they was going to get that lump sum of cash right then and there, but it wasn't going to be nothing to keep.
So what I'm telling you is there is niggas blind leading the blind.
Mm-hmm.
Your grandparents own this company, and your parents worked there their entire childhood. We watched it. We start from the bottom, grow all the way to the top. It's got us some money now.
Yeah.
Your parents now take over this business and expect you to do that, and you don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
You want to go live life. I just watched you work. All the stories you tell me is about trauma of how you had to wake up every day at 6 years old going to work in this fucking steel mill. I don't want this life.
I don't want to keep working in the steel mill.
When I was in high school, when I was 5, you made me come in work here, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't like it. So you expected me, and I turned 21, and I've been experiencing life because I done went to college. I done, you know what I'm saying? Freaknik was lit. You want me to come do this? Like I don't want to do this. These is not where my interests lie. But I know what I do know.
So what if it wasn't the small town store? What if it was a chain of Hilton hotels, or a chain of Red Robin restaurants, or like a Wawa franchise?
I'm into fashion. I don't want to run no goddamn Red Robin.
What if you can, and this is the part, what if you can still do your fashion piece to whatever the business is?
I don't think people want to, bro. Like,
Because
I want to build my own shit.
I feel like that's what we're always talking about, though, is like, you know how when people come up, let's say Young Thug, for instance, you know, he took his whole crew with him. Right? So he found what everybody was good at. So if you can hold a fucking camera, you hold the camera. If you big and buff, you be the security. If you can make beats or you know how to work the computer, you do that. Right. And that's the same process, but in a family business. Like, that's the same. You want everybody in your family to come in and do something so you don't have to work for somebody else. Yeah, we had Lauren on. She said the same, like, she literally broke down the whole science behind generational wealth.
And that's because Lauren gives a fuck. About her family.
I'm sure she has
legacy.
Siblings that also don't care.
That don't give a fuck. Like,
but they have a role for them too.
Yeah. In this business, I get to do that. But this ain't what I want to do.
So what's gonna happen, for instance, and this is just around the generational wealth. Let's say when you get your business up and running and you get it to where you want it to be and you have kids and we're talking about legacy, what are you gonna do to keep it going after you're no longer here? Because ultimately, you do want to keep it in the family.
I don't spend my time worrying about legacy. I feel like whatever I do will speak for itself. I don't want to put what I had going on my kids if that's not what they want to do. Like that fucking movie on Netflix where the family in Memphis owned that barbecue restaurant and the son wanted to be the wine connoisseur. And he kept trying to explain to his dad, I can turn this restaurant into a fucking...
Yeah.
I can turn this into a fucking upscale restaurant. And dad was like, no, this is not what we were trying to do with this.
Right.
You're going to have a beef here, bro.
Yeah.
My ideas ain't working with yours.
So I think it comes a point where it has to be flexible. So what if instead of saying continuing the legacy, it's taking the legacy that I built and flipping it into something that could work for you? But in order to get to the point where I could trust you to flip it and turn it into something, I need to see something in you.
That's nuts.
I can't just see like... you doing some la-di-da shit, we like the party shit all weekend, and then just flip you the small loan of $1 million from your father.
Because everybody that we know that's got money do that shit.
What if you gonna fuck it up?
What the fuck is Justin LeBoy do?
Who's that? Whose son is that?
We don't know. What do Puff them kids do? We don't fucking know. But they famous enough that if somebody be like, we throwing a party tonight and you put their name on it, the money gonna come in.
Where did Justin LeBoy come from?
We don't fucking know.
Isn't he? He's one of
he one of them friends.
I feel like he just came out of nowhere.
He's just one of their friends.
He's one of their friends. And
where did Justin? Where Google? I'm gonna ask Google.
But I just want to chip in real fast. So to Meezy's point, you know, like I'm in a space where I'm building a business. Like if I have a child that does not want it, then that's why they always say you have an exit strategy, right? So like I'm not married to the idea that, hey, I might have to sell the business one day, right? Or, you know, if it's large enough that I can say, hey, like, you know, somebody might, you know, my shares might go to my family, but, you know, you can put stipulations behind it.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, like you can control, you know, those things and be able to switch that up.
And okay, I got most.
Hold on 1 second. I got where Justin LeBoy came from. He was prior to his internet fame, LeBoy was a professional basketball player overseas. He and Justin Combs teamed up to make strip clubs a virtual experience during the pandemic.
Oh, that was Demon Time.
Eventually, Combs and LeBoy scored Demon Time, a partnership with OnlyFans. He was hyped to find out Beyonce name dropped Demon Time in a song. LeBoy got a cult-like social media following. He coined the hashtag respectfully. He predicts virtual clubs are here to stay.
So in reality, is a nobody who happened to be in the right places at some.
The pandemic got a pop.
Not necessarily a nobody. Not a nobody.
It's a motherfucker who was close enough to be next to somebody with some money, which goes to your point that if my kids don't want it, I'm pretty sure I've hired somebody who would love to do it.
To run it.
Like,
at the end of the day, like, I mean, there's ways to still protect the legacy without necessarily having to necessarily like sell it and stuff like that. But the thing is, I just want to kind of jump back into kind of help you guys reset. So let's take the, Dr. Dre and, the fact that he has so much money out of it. Right. So when it comes to, like, I guess, what do you believe as a parent, right? Looking at what your parents, right? If you have an issue, when should they actually stop saying, you know what, like, you just have to fend for yourself, right? And let's assume that it's not drugs, it's not anything detrimental. Like, I mean, that's a real thing, right?
Right.
Let's just say that, hey, like, I'm just having a hard time because of my circumstances. How do you think
I don't think there's a limit to the times that you step in and help. And
I think we think like this because we black. Like, we don't talk about. I ain't never like felt broken down and really wanted to go talk to my parents because I knew they didn't know what the fuck was going on to help. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just can give advice, and I still gotta go figure this shit out. So it's like, I feel like as long as you can help your kids, right, bro. Like,
because most times they only come into you because they really need to. Because if they're coming to you, they know what it's going to come with. Everybody in the family going to know. As soon as you walk out their bedroom with that tears in your eyes, they're going to be like, on the phone, hey, girl, tell me why Rez was just in here telling me that she only got $5 in her account. She about 30 years old, $5 in her account. I had to lend her a smaller. Everybody know.
And that was your dad.
Next time you come to the family function, everybody know how you was down and out because they just shared your gosh darn business. And it's just like, once you get that enough times, right, you don't feel going back to hear it because you never gonna hear the end of it.
Either close up or you just be like, you know what, fuck it.
Every time you come around, they're gonna be asking you how much you got in your account.
And I actually think that's the reason why people tell all their business on the internet.
Why? Because
like, if I tell you my business,
it's one thing.
It's one thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody else, it didn't like seep out like a secret. It's like, all right, this is a little bit embarrassing because they don't know the real story.
I had somebody tell me that they told a secret to their mother, and they was on the phone with their mother after they told them the situation, and their mother was like, well, I gotta go ahead and tell your grandmother what's going on. And they was like, who told you that you could go tell grandma anything? No. Nobody told you that.
And I just
yeah, that's
it's nuts, bro. It's nuts. And it's like, our parents want us to see, like, to live good and be good, but it's like they not gonna finance it, they not gonna help it, and it's like, fam, what do you want me to do?
I won't say they won't, but what I was trying to get around to when I was talking about the generational wealth conversation and like teaching your child the value of money and stuff, I just think there's some sort of like tact that you have to have with it. It just can't be, I'm cutting you off and that's it. It's like, I've given you somewhere to work. I've given you somewhere to stay.
Oh, you like set them up.
Yeah. Now figure it out. Sink or swim. Like, you at least have to have a base. And I feel like we, as Black people, we always talk about how so far behind we are in the race. Right. There's a exercise that they do with, like, when they're talking about racial issues and stuff, and they'll give the white students a head start and they'll hold us back for like 10 minutes and then tell us to go race and try to catch up.
Right.
We're already dealing with that. So that paired with, once you get out in the race and you going over these hurdles and then you fall back down, you already 10 steps behind. Now you're 20 steps behind.
Right.
And it's just like, if I could get some help, like, help me. I didn't even have help to start with. I already have a disadvantage with my skin color and my gender. You know, it's just like, those things are already against me. At least give them the proper setup, if you can.
I stopped giving a fuck about this when my parents was asking me for money.
Oh.
When let me hold, how much you got for me to hold was a conversation that I was having with parents, and I knew this was not a conversation we usually had on either side. Neither one of us asked each other for money. Then now it's like life just fucked up for everybody.
And I can't imagine how that feels having somebody who you are dependent on, right? Turn around and ask you if you got it. No, I thought you had it.
And the crazy shit about that is I understood that.
True.
Like I think like, fam, if you pay all the bills and I live here, when you ask for it, I gotta say yeah. I can't say no to you. No, nothing in my brain can be like, nah, unless I don't have it. Like if I got it, I cannot say no. And so when I started noticing that, I was like, oh. And then the kicker, when they ask for it and you don't ask for it back.
No, when they ask for it and they say they're going to pay you back, and now you can't ask for it back.
You don't even worry it. Once you gave it to them, it's gone.
It ain't coming back. I'm gonna pay you back next Friday.
Let me haul
$20. Let me haul $20 to the mall.
If it don't, it ain't like you could be upset about it.
Like you can't be upset about it.
That sounded like a man, and if a man is asking to borrow $40, you know that money's going to. You know that money's going to.
You going right to OnlyFans.
OnlyFans
in real life.
Shit, me. That back pay's still alive. They just be concealing it.
Good on any MLK Boulevard.
$40 is good.
So my question is, outside of having that's a lot.
Yeah.
And that already sets you up like, dang, if they don't have it right now, and they're asking me and I'm only working 5 hours a week at $7.15, they're asking me.
I mean, the main point of this conversation that we leaving out, we're talking about good parents.
Yeah.
We're not talking about parents that don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, good parents doesn't mean that they are paid. Doesn't mean that they have a ton of money.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Good parents are parents that care.
Yeah.
Who give a fuck?
Mm-hmm. Okay. It's not about how much you have.
It don't matter if me and my dad used to work in the same building. You know what I'm saying? I knew where you worked, how much you got paid, and I understood the kind. He still cared. He still took care of me at 28, living with him. He took care of me.
Listen, if my parents got to teach me a lesson about being financially responsible, I want them to do it the way the Locks did it to Dipset. I don't know if you all saw last Tuesday, but it was a real roundabout way that they showed Dipset how they should be doing it. You have to lead by example. You have to be prepared. You have to stand up against whatever comes your way. You have to persevere, and you have to lead by example and tell them when they're doing something wrong. Hey, bro, they over there lip syncing. We don't do that. They lip syncing.
This nigga Jewels told them y'all don't have no girl records, and this nigga then ran through about 9 of them shits in a row.
That's how you teach a child a lesson. You don't teach me a lesson by letting me get down to the streets and then not swooping in.
Right.
You teach me a lesson by you telling me, and then later on you big me up, yo. No, you went through something, but y'all did what y'all could.
Especially with it's all love.
I know y'all thought this was the New York anthem, but dun, 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 dun,
you know the most time you see this shit at and it ain't happening to us, so we can't really speak on it. But you notice it at teenage pregnancy.
Oh,
motherfucker get pregnant. It was hell the first month they found out about it. Hell.
Some people ain't recovered from getting pregnant the first time.
Did not recover. But as it got closer to this baby becoming here, the parents somehow find a new leaf. And now they're like, well, look,
it's not their fault that they're in this position.
Sometimes the kids who had their baby early got a great relationship with their parents after their baby.
Yeah, now.
Yeah.
Because when they was going through it, it was hell.
But to your point, I honestly feel like that with the Dr. Dre situation, that those 4 kids didn't choose that.
Valid.
Right? So it's it's either let them come with me, or I would assume there would be some type of intervention in some way, shape, or form. Either come with me, or there needs to be a stipend of sorts that kind of get you a baseline. I don't want my grandkids living with your friends scattered all over.
No, because as much as we say, oh, they with family and stuff, they good, they not good.
Bad parents turn into bad grandparents. See?
Not all the time.
If he wasn't shit, she said she ain't seen him in 18 years, what make you think he care about them grandkids?
No, I feel like some grandparents see it as a second chance.
Somebody who I know is watching this, and he's screaming at the screen saying, "Hell no, you're not right," because
no,
I flipped some people.
Yeah, some grandparents see it as a second chance. My bio mom always asks me when I'm having kids, "What do you mean? Like what? What do you mean? Like what does that mean? I'm so confused." But it's just like
that's getting into another place.
It's a different bag, but like you try to do it the second time around, but like what did that mean?
One day we'll get there.
Oh my gosh!
Not on this platform.
not right now.
I'm sick of me telling my business.
No, but like you spend all that time absent, and then the moment they have kids, you come back around looking for your redemption moment.
Those are parents who fucking still get it. A motherfucker that wasn't there and they don't want to be there now ain't gonna be there no matter what.
Period.
This nigga was giving her money, an allowance.
How much you think it was?
It probably wasn't that much.
It wasn't that $300,000 a month.
It wasn't enough that she bought a house with it.
Probably was like $1,500.
It wasn't enough that she bought a house with it.
No, sure wasn't. And then obviously the finance piece, like if he wasn't there for 18 years, it's just like he wasn't there.
And which sounds like when you put a number on 18, this motherfucker wasn't paying child support either. So she grew up in poverty, turned into adult living in poverty. Now she's 38, still living in poverty.
All right, so we went through. I'm sorry.
No, it's. If I'm Dr. Dre, that's too much noise. It would be cheaper and more peaceful if I just pay for it to go away.
Not if you already are paying, like we spoke about the other day, $3 million a year to some woman. Fam, this store is already public, and they know my numbers. Now I gotta then combat another story and put more numbers out here.
Yeah,
listen, man, let's just round it up to 4. That's it.
Right. If she's not in the house by next week, let's just set up a Cash App.
Thank God. He not speaking. They not. She talking to him through his team, bro. Like that.
Lawyers.
Like
through Jimmy Iovine.
Fucking Steve Jobs them is talking to her, bro. Yo. Like Kanye is talking to him directly. This nigga been on Apple 3 times in the last month because of that, but he can't talk to his own daughter.
She talking to the people at Monster for Beats headphones.
Yeah, like she like, and it becomes this case of like when parents ain't shit,
right?
Like
they just ain't.
They just ain't.
If you're just not a good person, you're not a good person.
You're not.
I think that's the safe way to put it. If you ain't shit, you ain't gonna be shit. If you was an ain't shit parent growing up, it's no way for you. I mean, in most cases you don't come back around. Like
because
that's
it be
18
too late.
Years of history.
It be too late. The kids don't want shit to do with you.
Kids sure don't.
They don't give a fuck.
It's too many letdowns.
Yeah.
So the least you could do is pay for me to have somewhere to fuck to live because you didn't even do that.
Shit else. Yes, you didn't do shit else.
Ooh, don't get me started. Anyway, I think we should.
Like I'm torn.
Torn between what?
Because it's like I get it. Again, I'm looking at it from. At first, I'm looking at Dr. Dre's situation, and then I'm just like looking at it from like the average person, right? Like. The average person can't just buy you a house because I wasn't there for 18 years.
No. That's not that.
No, I'm just that's what I'm saying. Like I'm kind of torn because like I agree in that particular case that he should just make sure that they're set. But then it's like
so in the regular case situations, we don't have nothing. It's okay. Like we don't have to have a relationship.
You still live in that 3-bedroom house that we grew up in that don't nobody live in there but you. So when you turn 75 and you need hip replacements and shit, you expect me to come back and take care of you then? When you need a liver or a kidney, the first person you turn to look to is your children. But when I was down and out because you think I was on drugs or I got too many kids because it didn't go against what you thought my life should have been, when you were saying all that shit, I just had to take it. Wasn't nothing I could do. I had to leave. I left because I couldn't deal with you.
I just know it's a generational trauma that we as black people have gone through, and I honestly believe that like we've gotten to a point where it just feels kind of primal, right? Like where it's like, oh, like the bird has ready to leave the nest and they need to go. But like we have to stop treating like raising our children like they're on a bank loan.
Because we are now.
Because it's like hey,
with interest.
I'm covering all this stuff, and then I'm expecting you to come back.
We are now,
to pay it forward.
and it don't even be financial. It just be like, fam, no, like
because at the end of it all, I didn't ask to be here.
Because in my mind, I already know. I'm my mom's only kid and my dad's oldest, right? I know when it comes to take care of my parents, I'm going to have to do it. But it ain't going to be in a situation where you come live with me because I know my parents and they're not going to want to do this. Mm-hmm. Like, my dad want to get up and do whatever the fuck he want to in his house any day.
You ain't going to be able to hold on to that.
My mom is so independent. I go weeks without speaking to her and have to learn updates on Facebook. Like it ain't no controlling that in a household, fam. Like, so I understand like these people are the way they are because of this is how they grew up and this is how they've been for a really long time and they stuck in their ways. So you as a child gotta understand, like, bro, I'm now the adult in this situation.
Right.
I don't have to take that shit. I don't have to.
All right. On that note, let's take a break and come back with our final thoughts. All right. So for our final thoughts, I feel like there's so much more that we could talk about on that topic. Like
probably next week. We probably need to do it next week.
I think we should do a continuation of that topic. But to round this one out, examples of tough love, because I would say what Dre is doing to his daughter is some form of tough love. And if you speak to him, I'm sure he would say something like, well, I done gave her all this money already, kind of deal. And it's just like,
ain't shit. You ain't shit.
Raise your hand if you've experienced tough love. Anybody? Nobody else experienced tough love? All right. Well, I'll put my head down. You haven't experienced tough love? Okay. So
no.
I mean, I will make something up.
No. Okay. I
mean, I have something that wasn't necessarily is more tough than it was tough love.
It felt like it was a punishment.
No, because like
it was just tough.
It just happened to me. Like it just happened.
Okay, well you can go first and I'll round it out. Meezy, you got something to share? Y'all niggas ain't never been on punishment?
I mean,
punishment ain't tough love.
It is tough love.
It's not.
It is.
So tough love is just something that your parents did.
That was mean.
That was just for time out. That was just for your own good.
Yeah, it was mean.
Okay, but mean. We're not gonna get into what mean means for you. Yeah. But basically,
when Lisa went in that walk without me last Sunday, that was mean.
See, look what.
Stop,
tough love.
Stop sending subs on this podcast.
This nigga
came back to the house talk about. I said, "Where you went?" She said, "For a walk." I did like 2 miles. You didn't invite me. Don't I look like I need to walk?
It sound like privilege.
Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, honey.
All right, so I just feel like I went through the typical, right? Like when it came to college, I was on my own.
Right.
You know, like shout out. I did get a small Parent Plus loan, you know, that got stuff initiated, you know, for the first year and stuff like that. But I had to figure it out for myself afterwards.
Yeah.
And it never stopped since. Like I didn't go home after college and stuff like that because by then I kind of felt like that if I went home, I lost. Like that was the mentality that was given to me, like just by actions.
Yeah.
Right. And looking back at it, I feel like it was wrong. But I don't regret it because I've gotten to where I'm at.
Yeah.
But I should not be 32 and be this damn tired.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well.
I mean, I feel like probably, yeah, but I didn't consider that tough love.
Mm-hmm.
Like, probably the same story. I just thought them motherfuckers didn't know. They didn't know. Like, I never called home for help. You know what I'm saying? I never was desperate. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would come home and wash clothes and go back to school. I never talked about, like, fam, I'm tired of eating cereal in the cafeteria. You know what I'm saying? Like, the
Why
grocery.
Was you only eating cereal?
Bro, I went to a PWI in the middle of nowhere. That shit was
The
trash.
food wasn't hitting?
I had to eat 50 chicken nuggets one day because it was the only time we had chicken nuggets, and I wanted to be full.
Was you sick afterwards?
No, that shit was busting.
50 chicken nuggets.
I do that now at 30. I might pop a Tums afterward, but I'm getting through that 50.
You got to get the Alka-Seltzer, the one that melt in the water. Because them Tums be fucking leaving that chalk taste in your mouth. But if you let it melt in the water, you gotta be careful with it though. They said it tear your liver up if you do too many of them.
And that shit tastes like spoiled Sprite.
What? I like that shit though. I like it. I like it. You know, I like salsa water. I like that taste.
You got the after chalk taste at a PWI. That's season.
Yeah, that was just that's just regular on the menu. But like I never I don't think I never left myself to the point where I was damn near like needing the help. But like the worst shit, like my mom tried to remind me she was still the parent one time, and I like got into some so I went somewhere I wasn't supposed to do, and the car had just got. And I didn't get home till after 9. And so when I got home, I had like backed my car into a mailbox by accident. Mm-hmm. And so when I got home, I like parked it in a driveway in reverse for like 2 weeks and never said nothing. And so I had like it was like July and school started back in August. So one day I had ran in the house. I was about to leave again, and she came home and saw it in the driveway and asked me about it. And as a stupid 16-year-old, I lied about it. So when she started digging through the lie, I just was like, bro, I'm not finna do it. I'm not finna deal with this. I told her the truth. So she, as a single black mama, did what all single black mamas does, get angry and try to take it away from me. Mm-hmm. So she took the keys from me. At the time I had a job. So the tough part became, well, I gotta go to work all week and I need a ride to work. Well, you ain't getting the keys to this car. Well, you gotta drive me, ma'am, and come pick me up. I don't have no friends. They don't work here. You gotta do this. Yeah. And so her tough love ended up being, oh, this didn't work, and it backfired. And so when the first day of school came, I got the keys back, and I drove to school and then drove to work.
Yeah. My tough love situation was a little bit more direct. It was, I just turned 21 and I was hitting them clubs. 21, LeBron James. And I was hitting them streets. I thought I was LeBron James. And I would just be at the club every Friday. I go to work Monday through Friday, but on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, I want to turn up.
Right.
Okay. And that's getting tore up. Saturday, come home, probably be hungover. Sunday, get myself together, get ready for the week. And after doing that, I was still living at my parents' house, and they was like, hey, yo, shorty, no. If y'all know my dad, y'all know this is exactly what he said.
He said this verbatim.
Hey, yo, shorty, it's about time for you to get up out of here and figure out what you're going to do. I'm going to give you about 3 months, figure it out, and then get it together because you're doing a lot of partying. And I was like, all right, Dad. So I had to get my stuff together and kind of like take it from there, like get a roommate, figure out how we're going to split the bills, do the rent. It was a great lesson for me. I felt like I really took it and did what I could, and it taught me a lot. But I feel like it wasn't one of those situations where I was being put out and I didn't have the means to take care of myself. But I also was just going through the motions. I had already been a college dropout, and it's like, well, if this is the life that you want to live and you don't want to get a career or anything like that, then here you go, figure it out. But once I got back on the path to figure out what I was going to do outside of just partying every weekend and going to work making $2 an hour, it was like, all right, well, now that you got it together, you need a little help finishing the last semester of college. You can come back, live with us. But it was like one of those situations where if you want to take this path, this is what you're going to do on your own. But if you want to take a different path, we're here to support you. So it was just like that underlying lesson that don't get too far off the track, because we're only going to support the shit that is going to make you better in the long way.
For clarity, she did not work in a sweatshop. She was a server.
Yeah, but
he's like, I worked for 2 hours, $2 an hour.
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Same thing.
All right. So, shout out to the parents who teach lessons. I don't want to say tough love because I feel like it has like that negative vibe to it, but like parenting.
Shout out to the parents that take care of their kids.
Shout out to the good parents that
don't, fuck you. I know you need to restart the homeboy. If your kids don't take care of your kids, you need to sometimes shit happens, but hey, it's a bunch of motherfuckers that do, and they need to be glorified.
Right. So shout out to all the parents out there. Y'all doing what y'all can.
And also, for the record, I don't know if they take care of their kids because I don't fucking ask them about their kids. I don't ask them. It's none of my business what they do. Because the baby mama might have a different story than he got.
All right. Well, I think we need a song to round this on out. What you got for us?
You're now tuned in.
You're now tuned
in to WMEZ. This week, we was talking about some sad shit, so I'm just gonna uplift the women of the room because this was a sad situation happening to a black woman.
It was sad.
So this week we got Josey, and this record is called "She Got It" here on WMEZ.
Textually active.
Loved it. All right, so last thing we're going to do before we get out of y'all way is share a meme that we saw this week, or last week. Mine was last week. Everybody hasn't been on the Drag the Baby train, and, you know, they've been speaking out about all the festivals saying that he can't come to it. So I just saw this announcement. I was over there on 4th Street, and it was a sign on the door that said the baby will no longer be performing at Bar on 4th. Dang, he was going to perform at Bar on 4th.
That's a really good local joke. That's hilarious.
That's a meme in its own.
That's hilarious.
The fact that did not come off the internet is hilarious.
This Thursday. No, but everybody was taking turns like going around. Somebody was like, he won't be performing at Sunday service.
The nigga said he can't perform at the Paint.
Dang, the baby just got canceled from everything.
Damn, done out here.
Yeah, City Savior, right? Just gotta get that replacement because clearly they need to replace the.
We got somebody. We got some heat for him.
You already know the vibes. Eat what you got.
All right, what I got. All right, so basically, I be struggling to find memes sometimes, but I found an account that just kind of fits my soul because it's about creatives and being in what we do. So I'm going to actually show you the meme on YouTube, but also show you what it says. But basically, it's the joint that says, as a videographer, I know you ain't just post my video without tagging me, and this is what it looks like. So you already know, like the girl, the little tweaker girl and stuff like that.
Yo, have y'all seen that whole video?
Yes.
That shit was a mess, but she wasn't wrong. Don't be laughing at me when I come out my house.
I'm laughing at
Don't be laughing at my grandfather when I come out the house.
I'm laughing at
and
you.
they beat that nigga ass, too.
And they keep it a buck,
They
bro.
jumped.
We don't even. They all look the same age in that house. I don't know what. Like the granddad came out. I don't know if the granddad was the boyfriend or like they all came out of nowhere looking the same age.
The poppy is the mommy. The mommy
mama
is the papa.
was the same
like.
age as the daughter she was trying to protect.
Yeah, he said they came from the same bushel of bananas.
Yeah, like it was just they was all spoiled in the same areas.
I've never seen nothing like that.
The
before.
brown spots was in the
But
same.
can you imagine beefing with your neighbor to that extent? Like y'all
Yeah.
finished fighting.
Yeah, for sure. Like,
Every time somebody comes to the house, y'all jumping on.
I still want to know what was so funny that Shorty was like, you know what, I gotta go over here.
No, you're not gonna keep laughing at you every time you come in the house. They look.
Man, what kind of pussy ass nigga cried the whole night?
I know over somebody laughing at
You
you.
don't even know if they laughing at you.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
This week I got I be finding memes before we even have topics, and today this one just happened to fit.
Okay.
You ever be at home just sitting here thinking about life, and then all of a sudden, well, if it isn't the consequences of my own actions.
They just come up and tap you on the shoulder.
Out of nowhere.
Hey girl, I got something to say.
Can't eat out today because I was out last weekend going ham.
Ain't that right? Bank account looking crazy.
Well.
Anyway, thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Textually Active. We drop new episodes every Tuesday at 6 a.m. The YouTube video will be up probably around 12 on Tuesdays. But, you know, if you listen to audio and you just want to go back and see the facial reactions, you can always check us out on YouTube. We're also on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can find us on there. So we'll be back next week. Thank you all for listening. Hope you all took something from this episode. And we ain't parents, but I know it's tough.
I raised a lot of you bitches.
Ooh.
and that was used intergenerationally.
And we'll be back next week.
Thank you for listening to the Textually Active podcast. This podcast is a full-service production from the Open Media Lab. Be sure to check in every Textual Tuesday along with following them on all social media at Textually Active Pod. Textually Active is a part of the Open Media Network.